People of the internet, welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. We're talking about P. Diddy today. Sean Puff Daddy Combs. Now, of course, folks, I just wanted to start off by saying, as I've said on this channel before, I typically don't like diving into the celebrity gossip. I don't like kicking a man when he's down. I don't like the speculations and the allegations and the cancel culture and this, that, and the other. But of course, this news is unavoidable. Of course, on this channel, I like to speak on philosophy, self-improvement, and the culture. And of course, this particular subject has been taking the culture by storm. I have a couple thoughts on it. I won't expound on it too much because, of course, as I mentioned, it's not really my cup of tea. I typically don't like speaking on things that don't have any take-home value, right? So if there's no lesson that can be learned, if it's all for entertainment and gossip, then I'm not really going to spend too much time on it. I like giving you guys information or sharing some topics that I feel like, one, you can apply to your actual real life, or two, it could give us all some perspective, myself included, that can maybe, we can assess the situation, see how it applies to our own life, what are the cases. Maybe we could get some, new thought, a new perspective, and implement that into our, day-to-day life. So a lot of celebrity gossip doesn't fall into those categories. A lot of these things are just gossip. Of course, when it was the Cat Williams situation, I spoke on that, though I didn't really see much value in that as well, too. I did do a video on that. What else? And then the list is long about all the, the topics that have swept the internet streets when it was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You guys spent a lot of time on that. I didn't even do a video on that, man. It's just like, I deem these things as distractions, folks. Because at the end of the day, these things have nothing to do with your personal life. But I'll speak on it. Here's where I got from it. The only relevant thing that I personally take away from all these allegations that seem to be just coming out every day now. It's like every day I look up, there's a new allegation. Every day I look up, there's a new whatever the case is when it comes to Diddy. Of course, you're familiar. I don't got to go through all the things he's being accused for. Of course, I'm sure you guys are well aware at this point of his accusations. And I think to myself, like, damn, bro. Life is crazy. Life comes at you fast, as they say. What did Jay-Z say in that one song? One day you cruising in a 7, then your alibis ain't matching up. Bullshit catching up. They hit you with the RICO. They repo your vehicle. It was all good just a week ago. I won't go on to the rest. But you get what I'm saying. Life comes at you fast. These things can just happen sometimes where it's just like, man, it was all good. Not too long ago, man, it was the brunches and the music and the videos and this and the other. And now all of a sudden, where it has it, you fleeing. And again, I'm not here to speculate. I don't know what's fact. I don't know what's fiction. And I want that to be a reminder to all of us as well, too. I don't necessarily know what's fact. I don't know what's fiction. I'm not in the camp of Diddy. I'm not a family member. I'm not an associate. I'm an onlooker, just like I would assume you are as well, too. But I'll say this, folks. This is what I got from it. This is what we should all keep in mind as we live our personal day-to-day lives, as we interact with our family members, our friends, whatever the case is, when we're striving to reach certain goals, whatever the case is. We should all keep in mind this simple fact. That one day in this life or the next, we are all going to be held accountable for the actions and the lives that we lived on this planet. Accountability. I spoke on this as well, too, in the whole Cat Williams situation, man. When he was airing his grievances on the Shannon Sharp podcast and he was speaking about certain people, he was calling names and this and the other. Another thing I got is just like, hey, man, these celebrities, these influencers, these people online who we don't know these people. So be mindful of the people that you champion and you go so hard for. These celebrities, these people online, one, I don't really think they care about you, one. But of course, they'll be appreciative of your money and your support and you pulling up to their shows and you buying their merch and you buying that album or whatever the case there is. Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate you then. But they don't really know you. They don't really care about your day-to-day life. But on the flip, we seem to give a lot of energy to these people as if some of y'all, you go so hard for these celebrities, you would think that you can hit them on the phone or like checking on their kids or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some people that go harder for celebrities than they do their own family members. What? Their own friends. Like, some of y'all are hesitant to support your own friends. These are people that you call your friends. But you're quick to sing the praises of these celebrities and these icons, whatever the case is, as if you know them personally, and vice versa, as if they know you. So all of these things, it taught me, I'll speak for myself. One, it taught me accountability, which what Diddy's going through right now as well too. Anything done in the dark will come to light eventually, man. You can't be out here living a life of deceit, living a life of evil, right? Living a life of darkness and not feel that you're not going to have to answer for it at some point in your life. As I mentioned, of course, in this life or the next. Of course, if you believe in the afterlife like I do, I won't go down that rabbit hole right now. But I do believe in what they call a judgment day. I do believe in what they call, having to answer for your actions, the life you led while you were alive on this planet, your contribution to the world, your contribution to society, the side you chose, whether it was good or evil. We're all going to have to be held accountable for the things that we did and did not do. The times we did not speak up when we should have spoken up for the greater good. The times we did the wrong thing when we damn sure knew we should have did the right thing. You knew what it did because your conscience told you. You knew all this trafficking and this, that, and the other, the things that we would deem evil these days. You know that's not good. But yet, especially people with a platform who, whether consciously or subconsciously, are leading people astray. You got 1 million followers and that's what you're telling the people? That's the example you're leaving behind? And it doesn't even have to be 1 million followers. Even just regular people like you and I, man. Whether you have a following on social media, whether even social media is your thing or not, I'm sure somebody looks up to you, whether it be your own children, people in your community, your colleagues, whatever the case is. We're all an influence to somebody. Don't let this social media thing fool you and think like, oh, I'm not an influencer because I don't have a blue check mark and, 100,000 subscribers, whatever the case is, followers. No. On a small scale, I think we're all influencers to a certain degree. I'm sure there's somebody in your circle right now that looks up to you or admires some of the things you do, whatever the case is, and vice versa. Everybody's an influence to somebody. If anything, we're always going to be an influence to the generation behind us, children, whatever the case is. Be mindful of the things that you are doing, especially if you're in a situation like those people, of course, the celebrities, when you have massive eyes on you, man, you have some level of influence. If you say something, you do something, and people tend to take a liking to you or do it as well too, be mindful of that power. I even say that to myself on this channel, man. Again, with my however many subscribers that I have right now, man, like you never know who's watching. You never know who you're influencing, man. You never know who is gaining some level of inspiration from the things that you do. Don't take that for granted. That's what I took away from all of this, man. Like I said, on this channel, I'm not here to kick a man when he's down. I know how that feels. I'm not here to say what he's doing or what he's being charged with, whatever the case is actual fact. Because nowadays, there's so much fake news implemented into the real news. I think we all just don't even know what's what anymore, man. But I will say, from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing, of course, I'm not going to go down the long list of accusations. But it does seem like there's a lot of things that, of course, our society or whatever the case is, the culture, whatever the case is not necessarily going to approve of, man. I also say this. Again, going back in terms of just being held accountable. I'm the type of person, and there's a lot of people, right? So we've seen a lot of people in the same shoes, in the same boat, and there'll be more after him as well, too. We're familiar with the Andrew Tates, right? There's certain names that you can't even say nowadays without a little bit of whatever. The Andrew Tates, who he also was in the same category of having some allegations set upon him, not going to go down that rabbit hole, whatever the case is. You have people like Diddy's, and the list goes on, right? But the main thing is this, right? Like, Yeah, these people can do good. They're capable of doing good. And everybody's past is not squeaky clean. I'm not saying we're all out here flawless, but we want to strive to be operating at a level that is, somewhat deemed as honorable, noble, right? I'll say this. And again, I'm not defending him. I'm not saying his actions are right. I don't know the full extent what the case is. I just want to be sure that, because it reminds me of the situation. What's the other brother's name? Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, man. I don't know these people. I'm just a guy on the internet from the outside looking in. I thought it was real interesting. Jonathan Majors, of course, if you don't know, the guy from all the Marvel movies or the whatever movies, another actor, whatever the case is, who unfortunately lost his career and everything right now, being, when he was going through the accusations of his spouse, whatever the case is, whatever the situation was, where, he lost all his deals, he lost all whatever the case is, all because he was aggressively defending himself from his girlfriend at the time, whatever the case is. Lost everything. And the thing that got me is that before leading up to the court case, before, all the facts started to come out, there was, oh, he's bad, he's this, he's that. And the facts didn't even come out yet. This was before the court date. Same thing they did with Andrew Tate. Before the facts came out, we got to stop doing this as a culture. You see people throwing hit pieces and trash talking and degrading them as if they were there, as if they saw it with their own eyes, as if the facts had been proven, whatever the case is. And in the Jonathan Majors situation, man, when it all came to light, when he went to court, whatever the case is, it was confirmed that he was too aggressive in defending himself. You guys know that? Jonathan Majors lost everything. They dragged his name through the mud. All his endorsements, all his friends, his allies, whatever the case is, his business deals, all went down the drain because he was running in self-defense from a woman who was claiming that he did X, Y, and Z, which we come to find out that he did not. Footage showing he's running for his life down the street. Footage showing, accusations coming, they're questioning his spouse at the time, whatever the case is. And lo and behold, he was charged with being too aggressive in defending himself from his girlfriend at the time. I'm going to do another video on that. Ladies, man, I'm starting to see that some of y'all are a liability. I'm going to speak on that in another video, man. Fellas, man, especially if you're a man that's out here trying to level himself up, stay focused, bro. The world doesn't favor us when it comes to these women, bro. It's her word first, then it's yours. You understand that? All this Me Too movement and all this, there's a lot of things that's happening in the world where it's really opening my eyes like, hey, man, they're going to listen to her word first. Don't even put yourself in a situation for there to be a story, because they're going to run with it first, and then they're not even going to double back and say sorry. That's the point I was trying to make when I was speaking on Jonathan Majors. I just want to make sure in this Diddy situation and any situation to come, because there'll be plenty more of it, if we can be as passionate as we can be just as passionate and enthusiastic to run these people's name through the mud and point the finger and degrade them, if and when it does come back that, wait, we might have got it wrong on a few things, I want you guys to be just as passionate with the apologies. We need to run as many hit pieces and articles and publications and podcast debacles, whatever the case of people degrading these people. If and when it comes to light that, oh, wait, this person was actually innocent, I need you to be just as passionate and enthusiastic in the apologies, in the remorse, and the damn, my bad, we got it wrong, bro. And again, I'm not necessarily saying that's going to be the situation in this Diddy situation, because right now it's looking pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. Puff is looking a little bit, it's looking a little bit steep for you right now, my boy. But I just hope that in the situation when this happens to anybody, shit, myself included, after you guys, when the smoke settles and you're done dragging these people's name through the mud, and if the situation comes back where it's just like, oh, wait, studies have shown, evidence have showed, we have reason to believe that we got a few things wrong, let's be just as vocal with the apologies. Let's run some other campaigns that show these people in a good light, because I think we forget that sometimes. I've seen it time and time again on social media where we forget to speak, we forget to apologize. We were passionate when it was time to throw stones. We were passionate then, but we weren't as passionate when it was time to apologize and admit when we were wrong. and say, oh, damn, my fault, bro. Damn, I got caught up in the headlines or whatever the case may be. I want that to be the situation. Let's implement that into the culture as well, too, because I'm not seeing too much of that. I'm seeing a lot of bashing, a lot of stone throwing, a lot of fingers being pointed. And then when it comes to pass that, oh, wait, we probably got it wrong, it's quiet. Like, oh, well. No. Keep that same energy, as they say, right? Keep the same energy. If you are passionate to throw stones, be passionate with the apologies. Be passionate with the remorse. Be passionate when you were saying, hey, man, I got it wrong. We messed up. I got caught up in the hype. That's cool, too. That's what I take away from all of this, folks. Again, I'm not going to ramble on this topic because I didn't even want to speak on this topic, man. Again, this is not a channel for celebrity gossip. The only time you see me speaking on celebrities is if I feel like there's some type of take-home value. There's something that, okay, cool, we can all learn from this situation, right? They always say never laugh at a man's downfalls, or you can learn just as much from a man's losses as you can his victories, right? So, of course, there's things that we can take away from this as well, too, as I mentioned, whatever the case is. But I'm not here to go down the rabbit hole of whether he did, whether he didn't. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an investigator. I'm not in his camp. I don't know. It's not looking good, but I don't know. Right? I'm not here to speculate this, that, whatever the case is. Social media is social media. Of course, there's always going to be the jokes, the memes, the laughs, whatever the case is, and I get that. There's no dodging that. But I will say this. If he's wrong, lock him up and throw away the key. If it is, and this goes for any of them, the Andrew Tates, all the people that have been accused of such things, if it is indeed confirmed that they did actually do what it is that they said they did, then yeah, you got to be held accountable, bro. The main thing is accountability. You got to be held accountable for that, man. Take that loss, keep it moving, admit your wrongs, and ask for forgiveness. Redeem your soul, That's the stance I'm going to take. If he's wrong, let's see to it that justice is served. Not just Diddy, anybody. If you are wrong in anything that you do in this life, we will all be held accountable. In this life or the next. Don't ever think that we go scot-free. There's so many people out here that you thrive in evil. You thrive in deceit. You thrive in manipulation, murder. Just pure evil. And you think you're going away scot-free with that? Nah, bro. If you don't get hit in this life, you will get hit in the next. Trust me. Your soul will not be at rest until justice is served. Believe that. That's maybe another video for another day. None of us will be exempt from what is the judgment of the lives that we have lived on this life. How we treated other people. Things that we thought we did in the dark. But God knows. He sees it all. And if he don't get you now, he will get you when he sees fit. Do remember that. That's my take, folks. What's yours? What do you make of this whole Diddy debacle? You never know these people that we look up to, man. I've been seeing Diddy since I was a young boy, man. The 90s, Bad Boys Club. Bad Boys. Diddy was dancing. Diddy's been around for some time, man. And, it would be unfortunate if his legacy and everything that he's built, especially within the black community, man, the black culture, it would be sad to see it go down the drain in this magnitude. But nobody's exempt from accountability, man. Nobody's going to be exempt from accountability. Questions, comments, concerns, I'd love to hear them down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the subscribes, the comments are all greatly appreciated. The support on this channel is greatly appreciated. I will catch you on the next one.